Hello YouTube, how you guys doing? My name is Cerberus, or you can call me Jan. You can call me whatever you want. This is another part of the low elo patch rundown. These are just my views on the patch as it comes to me. Of course, I am low elo. Nobody like upper elo like LS or casual, but this is just like if you want a low elo version of patch rundowns, I'm your guy. All right, let's get started. So we have some pretty big champion buffs, nerfs, adjustments, and then system nerfs that we can get into. Pretty big thing here. I love an Ari buff. Ari is always pretty fun when she has a buff. Looks like her R base damage is going from 60, 90 to 120 to 75, 125, and 175, which is a pretty big jump for her mid to late game. I think this is gonna make Ari super dangerous late game. Ari can always do a lot of damage, can always be pretty in your face with all her damage. I think this makes her a much bigger threat and a much bigger threat for solo queue and worlds. So we might see a lot more Ari at worlds. I think this does a lot for her. And then we have Brand. This is Brand Jungle. I know it's Brand Jungle, but her his AP ratio is also getting raised. So his passive monster uh mod is going from 2.6 to 2.65. So I think that's like the tick rate. And his WAP ratio is going from 60 to 70, and his RAP ratio is going from 25 to 30. Okay, so I don't like Brand being buffed like this. I think Brand being buffed like this is gonna be such a problem. When Brand is buffed like this, he is such a problem no matter what lane he goes into, mid, jungle, or support. And I think he's like Malzahar in a way where he just controls too much of the game. Because if you see a Brand and you don't take care of him, he's just the biggest fucking pain in the ass that you could ever have. So I don't like this buff. I think this buff is unnecessary because Brand is already enough of a pain in the ass. There's not enough for people who are playing him, I think, is what they're saying. Caitlyn, attack damage goes from 60 to 62. Not really big of a deal. Caitlyn, I mean, they always like Caitlyn to be kind of in the meta whenever Worlds is around because she's always such a big game changer. I don't think that's that big of a buff, honestly. Only attack damage going up to 62. It's not that big a deal. Diana. Passive monster damage is going to 3, which is honestly pretty big. I think Diana Jungle is always pretty fun to play. I think people always like to see her just in the jungle and not mid lane because she is one of those assassins in the mid lane that can just be such a snowball. So I think this is really pushing her into the jungle as her like biggest area of attack. Raven. W attack speed goes from 20 to 40 to 30 to 50, and then our base damage is going up by 25 at every threshold. That's fine, honestly. I don't really care about that. It's Draven. Draven's always good to have. If you don't have a good support, Draven can't do shit. So this is fine. I've heard about this buff that's coming up next. I love it because I'm a Jax player. I love playing Jax. I hate it because I play against Jax all the fucking time at top lane. Our armor gain on first champion hit 2550 to 75 to 50, 65 to 80. His early game is going to be such a pain in the ass. And his MR gain goes from 15 to 30 to 45 to 30 to 39. That's a weird drop off. To 48. That's weird. What? Why? Just make it a good round number. Guess they didn't want to. Such a weird number choice. Anyway, I've heard so many people complaining about this, saying this is not needed. Jax is Jax. He's always gonna be there. Always gonna be a pain in the ass, just like Gwen. Like Gwen, no matter what top laner you play into him, he's gonna be he's gonna have the outplay potential. Because he just does so much damage if you play him right. I think this is just gonna make it so much easier to play him against like very heavy damage champions like Renekton, Gwen, going to Aatrox, going into Mbessa. It just makes him so much better, honestly. I can see the downside to this where he's going to take over the meta, but I mean, it's Jax. It's Jax. Jinx. Q rocket bonus damage goes from 80, 200 to 100 to 200. E damage goes from 70 to 270 to 90 to 290. I mean, it's not the worst. Is her Q hit damage? Oh, sorry. It's the bonus range. So it just makes her range larger early stages. Okay. I mean, that's just a kind of quality of life, honestly. You don't have to get as close with your Q, so your Q still takes up a lot of mana beginning, so I mean, it's kind of helping out a little bit. I think the E damage going to 90 is pretty nice. You're just going to be chunking a lot more. WAP damage for LeBlanc is going up. They're keeping it the same for both the Alt R W and W. Honestly, it's felt like LeBlanc's W has not been doing that much damage. This might be why. This is pretty good. I don't see a problem with this. I like it. LeBlanc is always supposed to be here in the World's meta, I think. Honestly. Because she's such an outplayed champion. It's always so much fun to see her. In solo queue, low elo, you're not going to see her that much unless I play it sometimes. Yeah, I'm fine with this. I don't see a problem with this. I see a problem with the next one. I hate Lilia. Lilia's R damage is going up. They're buffing the initial damage and the fucking percentage. And they're lowering the cooldown. Why? We want to repeat a fucking 20 whatever worlds that was where they got a 5-man Lilia ult off and like lost the game because of it. Lilia is already a pain in the ass. I mean, she's really nerfed right now, but still, like, you don't do this to me, please. This just makes my laning experience horrible because I always see a Lilia coming in. Mel, passive damage per spell. Why? 24 to 75 plus 3% to 24 to 99 plus 9%. Maximum passive damage goes from 72 to 22 plus 9% to 72 to 297 to 27. What the fuck? What is the fucking Riot Balance team thinking? She's already a pain in the ass right now. She's already overbuffed right now. Why? Oh, I'm banning Mel all the fucking time now. Why do you do this to me, man? Oh, I can already see the Mel players just cheering in the background. Okay. Seraphine, HP growth goes from 90 to 95. MP growth goes from 25 to 40. Okay. Q damage amp now applies to monster. I want to reread that again. Q damage amp now applies to monsters. Are we seeing Seraphine jungle coming in? Like a Morgana jungle? Okay, that's a thought. That's a thought. W2 missing HP heal 3 to 5 X number of targets to 8 to 16. So it's like old Seraphine when she just chunks so much of your missing health as a heal. We are gonna see a lot more Seraphine playing. And maybe mid lane. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see. Okay, going to champion nerfs. Corki, Q damage goes from 70 to 250 plus 130, 60 to 240 to 125. I mean, that's 10 off of everything. 5 off of the percentage. His ult still does a shit ton of damage. Not changing anything about his W cooldowns. His E. I mean, it's just gonna have to. You're not gonna get as much damage off with your Q. See the problem with that? Okay, Pantheon Q monster mod goes down by 20 by 15. And W minion monster cap. Who's Wing minions with Pantheon? I want to know the person that uses their W. Quick afterthought. Pantheon jungle is going to be a little bit harder with his Q. This might bring him back to mid lane, to top lane and support only. That's a really weird W nerf. Okay. Okay, Poppy. Q percent HP minion monster damage cap. 75 to 195 to 50 to 170. R cooldown interruption. Okay. So they've been seeing a lot of Mickey X at the LEC using Poppy. And they say, nope, not wanting that all the time. I mean, cooldown interruption, that's just like, that's a nerf to her, like, her mitigation. Not mitigation, but like I forget the word, but anyway. That's fine. I don't see a problem with that. That's gonna bring Poppy like nowhere. It's not gonna do anything to Poppy. Sivir Q bonus AD ratio goes down to, oh thank fucking god. I hate getting chunked by Q by a Sivir. Ugh. So much damage. I see no problem with this. Honestly, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I hate Sivir anyway. Champion adjustments. Lee Sin, armor growth goes down by 4.4. Okay, so he's going to be a little bit easier to deal damage with. His Q damage is going up, but losing percentage by a lot. This makes his Q a lot worse, in my opinion. Goes up by 5 and down by 20. No. Yeah. Yeah, by 20. For the percentage. But it goes up by 25 at the end on his 155. This is a nerf. This is a nerf. Lee Sin. Nobody's playing Lee Sin right now. This has to be reverted. This is so bad. I hate that. That's such a bad call on them. Syndra, HP growth goes from 104 to 100. Okay, Syndra's not being played. Armor growth goes from, yeah, she's not getting played. Q damage 75 to 2. Ooh. 215 plus 65, 80 to 220 plus 70, and then E cooldown. Syndra's not getting played. This is a nerf. These are both nerfs. These are nerfs just being handled as champion adjustments. This is so bad. Both of these adjustments are so bad. System nerfs. Celestial opposition no longer slows if the user is dead. What is celestial opposition? What is the interaction of? Is that the support? Is that the support item? I don't even know what that is. Honestly, I'm sorry. 50 heal nerf to redemption. Okay, that's pretty big. Unsealed spellbook. Initial cooldown goes from 4 minutes to 4.5 minutes. And then the maximum cooldown goes unsealed spellbook. So broken. It's still broken. You're just not gonna get like. You're just not gonna get teleports and double mites anymore. You're just not gonna get that. I hate this next patch. I love it, but I hate it. I mostly hate it. I mostly hate this next patch. I'll be honest. I hate this next patch. Why? Half of these are so bad. More than half of these are so bad. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, YouTube, for watching. Anybody that comes here to watch, I appreciate you guys. See ya.